My dear pupils back at home, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you for our social studies lesson today, whereby we are going to discuss about the government of Kenya. This is our topic in class 8. But before I just do that, I feel it is important to remind ourselves of what is happening around the globe and even in our country, Kenya. This is all about the coronavirus. That kindly remain at home, but if you are forced by circumstances to leave your home, then always put on your mask. Avoid shaking people's hands, maintain social distance, wash your hands regularly using water and soap. If you have the sanitizers, the better. If you feel like coughing, please use your toilet paper and dispose it immediately to the rightful place. But if you don't have toilet paper, don't panic. Just fold your arm like this. You can cough or sneeze there and all will be well. Something else is that avoid touching your eyes, your nose and your mouth using your hands, because we are told that the virus settles on different surfaces and our hands are prone of touching different surfaces. So if it happens that you touch a surface that was contaminated, then you can realize that you are likely to infect yourself with this deadly virus. Above all, let us pray to our God, who is very faithful to our prayers. He is going to answer very soon, and things will come to normal. Having said that, now allow me to go to the topic of the day, whereby we are going to discuss about the government of Kenya. Now let me start by maybe sharing how the national government is formed. Given that we have two levels of government, we have the national government and the county government. Now the national government is formed by the president, that is after the general elections. After general elections, the president-elect who is declared the presidential winner after gathering 50% plus 1 of the total votes, then he's declared the presidential winner. Once he's sworn in by the Chief Justice, the president now forms the government by appointing the cabinet ministers, cabinet secretaries, appointing cabinet secretaries and appointing the heads of various departments. Now, let me talk about the arms of the national government. We have three arms of the national government, and that is the legislature, we have the executive, and the judiciary. These are the three arms of the government. Now, allow me to talk about the legislature. My dear pupils, the legislature is also known as parliament. This is the arm of the government whose main role is to make laws. The parliament in Kenya consists of two houses. When I talk about two houses, I'm talking about two parliaments, and that is the National Assembly and the Senate. My dear pupils, I want you to note that this system of parliament, where a country has two parliaments, it is referred to as bicameral system of parliament. So Kenya has a bicameral system of parliament because we have two parliaments, that is the National Assembly and the Senate. Now allow me to talk about the compositions, and functions of the legislature. The composition and the functions of the legislature. Now, the National Assembly, let me start with the National Assembly. The National Assembly consists of 290 members, each elected from a constituency. That is to say that Kenya has 290 constituencies. So we have 290 members elected from a constituency. We also have 47 women, each elected from a county. We also have 12 members nominated by parliamentary political parties according to the position of special interest group, including the youth, persons with disabilities, we have workers. So the 12 members come from there. Then we have the Speaker, who is an ex-officio member of Parliament. Now, when you total up 290, that is members each elected from a constituency, 47 women elected, each elected from a county. We have 12 members nominated by parliamentary political parties and the Speaker, who is an ex-official. The National Assembly now has a total of 350 members. My dear pupils, allow me to talk about the functions of the National Assembly. These are the functions of the National Assembly. One, makes laws that governs the country. Two, amending the laws of Kenya, amending the laws of Kenya. When we talk about amending, this simply means changing a certain section of our constitution. Three, it determines the allocation of the national revenue to the government and to the governmental and other departments in the government. Another function of the National Assembly, that is function number 4, is that controlling the way the government spends its money by approving expenditure. Fifth, it approves the national budget. Sixthly, vetting senior civil servants before serving in offices. Now, my dear pupils, I want you to understand that any senior government official, when he is appointed or she is appointed, this appointment must be approved in the National Assembly. Let me give a very practical example that when the president appoints maybe cabinet secretaries, ambassadors, maybe principal secretaries and what have you, their names must be taken to the Parliament, to the National Assembly for approval. That's why I've said that the National Assembly vets senior civil servants before they serve in offices. Another point, that is point number 7, is that the National Assembly exercises oversight role of the state organs. Another function of the National Assembly is that it approves declaration of war and extension. That is another function of the National Assembly. Another function of the National Assembly is that the National Assembly has the mandate to discuss and getting solutions to issues of concern to the people of Kenya. Another function is that it represents representation of the people in the constituency. We looked at the composition of the National Assembly, and one of the composition we said the National Assembly comprises of 290 members, each elected from a constituency. So that is to say that the National Assembly has that representation of the people in the constituency. Another thing is that it promotes good relationship between Kenya and other countries. Another function of the National Assembly is that it may debate and pass a vote of no confidence in the office of the President and in the government. Another function of the National Assembly is that it exercises oversight over national revenue and its expenditure. My dear pupils, those are the functions of the National Assembly. Now, allow me to talk about the Senate. Now, the Senate of Kenya consists of the following. 47 members, each elected by voters of the counties. 47 members, each elected by voters of the counties. We also have 16 women members which are nominated by political parties according to their proposition of members of the Senate. That is to say that we have political parties in the Senate. And the political parties that gathered maybe many seats is given a higher number out of the 16 chances. So the number is divided among the political parties depending on the strength of the political party. Then we have 2 members, that is a woman and a man, representing the youth. We also have another 2 members, one man and another woman, representing people with disabilities. Nowadays we refer to them as people who are talented differently. Then lastly we have the speaker, who is an ex-official. So if you make up the total, 47 plus 16 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, then we say the Senate has a total of 68 members. Now, allow me to talk about the functions of the Senate. Now, 1, the Senate represents the counties. In fact, this is a parliament that came with the new constitution that is now in place. That the Senate represents counties. It protects the interests of the counties and their government. Another function is that it participates in law-making processes. The Senate also debates and approves bills concerning counties. The Senate also exercises oversight over national revenue allocated to the county government. The Senate also participates and determines any solution to remove the president or deputy president in office. So those are the functions of the Senate. My dear pupils, allow me to talk about the county assembly. Although this one is not a part of the legislature, that is on the outlook of the national government. But it's important to mention this because I'm talking about legislature and the legislations that goes on there. And you see, we also have some legislation that goes on in the county assembly. That's why I feel it is important to mention it here under this arm of the government, that's the legislature. Now, the county government, there are 47 counties in Kenya, as you know. And the counties, each county is headed by a governor. The head of the county the head of the county, that is Afseda, is a governor. Governors are elected by electorates during the general election. Now, the governor is elected to rule for a term of 5 years. If he is elected, he can go on for another term of 5 years. That is to say that the governor cannot rule for more than 10 years, just like the president. Now, the Speaker of the County Assembly is elected by members of the respective assembly of that particular county. Same applies to even the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Speaker of the Senate. They are elected by the members of that particular parliament. And you see, I would like to say this, that after general election, immediately after general election, the first business of the House is to elect the Speaker of that particular House. If it is the National Assembly, then the first business will be electing the Speaker of the National Assembly. If it is the Senate, then the first business will be electing the Speaker of the Senate. If it is the County Assembly, then the first business will be electing the Speaker of that County Assembly. Now, the Speaker controls debates in the County Assembly. And you see, the County Assembly makes legislations to govern the county. Again, these legislations must be taken to the Senate for approval. And that's why I said that one of the functions of the Senate is it represents the counties and represents the interest of counties and their government. My dear pupils, there are some things I want you to note here about now the general outlook of legislature. That the head of the National Assembly is the Speaker. But again, I want to say this, that the Speaker is a temporary head of the Parliament. Why? Because a Speaker is in office as long as maybe he's elected by the members of that particular assembly or that particular parliament. So if he's voted out, then you can see he will be no more, and then we shall have another one. But we have the permanent head of the parliament is the clerk to that parliament. We have the clerk to the National Assembly, the clerk to the Senate, we have the clerk to the county assembly. So this is the permanent head of parliament, because this is a civil servant. He's a civil servant, and his term in office is not determined by the political term. There's something else I also want to say about legislature is that the Parliament Service Commission runs the administration affairs of the legislature. The day-to-day administration of the legislature is carried out by the clerk of the National Assembly. The officer in charge of Parliament's security, this is the Sergeant at Arms. And with that, my dear pupils, we have reached at the end of our lesson, whereby we have discussed today about one arm of the government, and that is the legislature, which I've said is also known as Parliament. I would like to advise that you can replay this video as many times as you can in order to get acquainted with facts about this important arm of the government, that is the legislature. Otherwise, I want to wish you well, and above all, go to my YouTube, subscribe, just write Peter Namasaka and you'll get me on my YouTube, that is my YouTube account, and you will get access to as many lessons in social studies and other subjects, and you will benefit a lot. Otherwise, I want to wish you well. Goodbye.